The Concordat of 1801 was an agreement between Napoleon and Pope Pius VII, signed on 15 July 1801 in Paris. It remained in effect until 1905. It sought national reconciliation between revolutionaries and Catholics and solidified the Roman Catholic Church as the majority church of France, with most of its civil status restored. The hostility of devout Catholics against the state had now largely been resolved. It did not restore the vast church lands and endowments that had been seized during the Revolution and sold off. Catholic clergy returned from exile, or from hiding, and resumed their traditional positions in their traditional churches. Very few parishes continued the priests who had accepted the civil constitution of the clergy. While the Concordat restored much power to the papacy, the balance of church-state relations tilted firmly in Napoleon's favor. He selected the bishops and supervised church finances. Napoleon and the Pope both found the Concordat useful. Similar arrangements were made with the Church in territories controlled by Napoleon, especially Italy and Germany. Now, Napoleon could win favor with the Catholics while also controlling Rome in a political sense. Napoleon said in April 1801, "Skillful conquerors have not got entangled with priests. They can both contain them and use them." History. During the French Revolution, the National Assembly had taken church properties and issued the civil constitution of the clergy, which made the church a department of the state, effectively removing it from papal authority. At the time, the nationalized Gallican Church was the official church of France, but it was essentially Catholicism. The civil constitution caused hostility among the Vendéens towards the change in the relationship between the Catholic Church and the French government. Subsequent laws abolished the traditional Gregorian calendar and Christian holidays. The Concordat was drawn up by a commission with 3 representatives from each party. Napoleon appointed Joseph Bonaparte, his brother, Emmanuel Crétet, a councillor of state, and Étienne Alexandre Bernier, a doctor in theology. Pope Pius VII appointed Cardinal Ercole Consalvi, Cardinal Giuseppe Spina, Archbishop of Corinth, and his theological advisor, Father Carlo Francesco Maria Caselli. The French bishops, whether still abroad or returned to their own country, had no part in the negotiations. The Concordat, as finally arranged, practically ignored them. While the Concordat restored some ties to the papacy, it was largely in favor of the state. The balance of church-state relations had tilted firmly in Napoleon's favor. He understood the utility of religion as an important factor of social cohesion. His is a utilitarian approach. Now, he could win favor with the Catholics within France while also controlling Rome in a political sense. Napoleon once told his brother Lucien in April 1801, "Skillful conquerors have not got entangled with priests. They can both contain them and use them." As a part of the Concordat, he presented another set of laws called the Organic Articles. Contents. Napoleon looked for the recognition by the Church of the disposition of its property and geographical reorganization of bishoprics, while Rome sought the protection of Catholics and the recognition of a special status of the Catholic Church in the French state. The text we will comment satisfy everyone. The worship and the Republic, people and property. The main terms of the Concordat of 1801 between France and Pope Pius VII included a declaration that Catholicism was the religion of the great majority of the French but not the official state religion, thus maintaining religious freedom, in particular with respect to Protestants. The Church was to be free to exercise its worship in public in accordance with police regulations that the government deems necessary for the public peace. The authority to determine if a public religious observance would violate the public peace resided with each mayor, who had the power to prohibit a public ceremony if he considered it a threat to peace his commune. The papacy had the right to depose bishops, but this made little difference, because the French government still nominated them. The state would pay clerical salaries and the clergy swore an oath of allegiance to the state. The Catholic Church gave up all its claims to church lands that were confiscated after 1790. Sunday was re-established as a festival, effective Easter Sunday, the 18th of April 1802. The rest of the French Republican calendar, which had been abolished, was not replaced by the traditional Gregorian calendar until the 1st of January 1806. According to Georges Goyot, the law known as the Organic Articles, promulgated in April 1802, infringed in various ways on the spirit of the Concordat. The Concordat was abrogated by the law of 1905 on the separation of church and state. However, some provisions of the Concordat is still in effect in the Alsace-Lorraine region under the local law of Alsace-Moselle, as the region was controlled by the German Empire at the time of the 1905 law's passage.